Hello and welcome to Year 3-4 Grammar. Today's objective is we are going to try and identify and use adverbial phrases in a sentence. All you're going to need for this lesson is yourselves, of course, a pen or a pencil, piece of paper, and just a quick reminder, you can pause this at any time if you need a little bit longer to write something or a little bit longer to have a think about something. Get started. So, what is an adverbial phrase and when might we use them? I'd like you to have a quick think about that. Right, so adverbial phrases are a part of a sentence, and what they show you in this sentence, they show you how somebody does something, when or how often something happens, or where something happens, okay? Right, so what we're going to try and do now is, now we know that, we're going to try and identify some adverbial phrases. She travelled to work on her bike. What is the adverbial phrase in my sentence? Have a think about it. It is, of course, on her bike. He was interrupting his mum's meeting every 5 minutes. What is the adverbial phrase in my sentence? Have a quick think. It is, of course, every 5 minutes. And then finally, I'm going to park my car near the bank. What is the adverbial phrase in this sentence? It is near the bank. Right, we are going to try and think about what type of adverbial phrase each one of those is. So, she was travelling to work on her bike. So, on her bike, does that tell you how, when, or where? It of course tells you how they're doing it. It's telling you how she's getting to work. He was interrupting his mum's meeting every 5 minutes. Does every 5 minutes tell you how, when, or where? Well, it tells you when, so it's telling you how often. So he is interrupting every 5 minutes. I'm going to park my car near the bank. Does that tell you how often, or where? It is telling you where. It's telling you who's going to park it near the bank. Okay, I've got 3 more now. What I would like you to do is I would like you to write these sentences and underline the adverbial phrase in each one of these. Okay, so I'm going to read them out. She was singing like an angel. He was going to the shops in 1 hour. The girl is living in Spain. Right, so we're going to look at what the adverbial phrase is in each of these. So the girl was singing like an angel was the adverbial phrase, but what type of adverbial phrase is that? It tells you how they are doing it. So she is singing like an angel. He was going to the shops in 1 hour is our adverbial phrase, but what type is it? It is telling you when or how often they're going. So they are going in 1 hour. And then finally, the girl is living in Spain. So in Spain is our adverbial phrase, but that is telling you where they are living. Okay, so we are going to use adverbial phrases now. So complete the sentence with the correct adverbial phrase. So the man was going to work. Was he going to work in his car every 5 minutes or under the table? The answer is in his car. I would like you to have a think about what type of adverbial that is now. So it is a how adverbial, so he's telling you how he's going to get to work, and that makes the most sense with this sentence. I've got another one for you now. He is meant to be at school in his car by 9 o'clock or near the shops. So the adverbial phrase that goes with this sentence is by 9 o'clock. What type of adverbial might that be? It is a when or how often, so it's telling you what time he needs to be there. It's telling you what type of adverbial. It is telling you it's a adverbial. It's telling you where that person is going to park their car. Right, we are going to have a go now at writing some of our own sentences using the pictures provided. So I've got a picture of a little boy and an Xbox. So think of a sentence that you could use. You could write using both of these pictures using an adverbial phrase. So here's an example that I have done. The boy plays his Xbox before he goes to bed. So my adverbial phrase is before he goes to bed. Let's have a go at another one. The picture you've got now is of a runner. I would like you to have a go now at writing your own sentence using this picture with an adverbial phrase. the sentence that I have gone with was the man was running as fast as lightning. And that tells you when or how often he was doing it. Final one. I've got a superhero and a burning building. Try and write a sentence using these two pictures to using an adverbial phrase. So my example was the superhero saved the people from the burning building, and my adverbial phrase in this sentence is from the burning building, and that is telling you where that happened. Right, so the final activity is you are going to write some of your own sentences using each of the types of adverbials. So just a quick reminder, they are how somebody does something, when or how often something happens, and where something happens, okay? Finally, what we are going to try and do now, I've written a paragraph and we are going to try and identify all of the adverbial phrases in the paragraph. So you can write this paragraph out and you can underline them, okay? So the paragraph is, the girl was walking down the street, she came across a boy who was running as fast as lightning. This made her think if she ran home, she would be home on time. She said she would go and see her friend in 1 hour. Her friend lived in a house just behind the bank. It was over the road from the park. So let's go through this now to see whether you have managed to work out what all of the adverbial phrases are in my sentence, in my paragraph. So in the first sentence, the girl was walking down the street. It's telling you where she was walking. She came across a boy who was running as fast as lightning. So that is a how adverbial. It's telling you how he is running. This made her think that if she ran, she would be home on time. That's telling you when or how often. She said that she would go and see her friend in 1 hour. That's another one of those. That's telling you when she said she was going to do it. Her friend lived in a house just behind the bank. That tells you where her friend lives. It was also over the road from the park. This also tells you where something happens. Well done for joining in. Thank you for listening.